Hi everyone, it's me again. Thanks for everyone who watched my first video. This is also going to be a review video, and I'm filming it on my webcam today, so I hope there's not going to be any annoying background whirring this time. Okay, let's move into it. The book I'm reviewing today is called The Glass Sentence by S.E. Grove. This book first appealed to me because it has no name or description on it. I later found out when I looked it up that this was just some odd obscurity of my library. I don't know why the desk jacket is missing. But anyway, this book is about a 13-year-old girl called Sophia who lives in the world after something called the Great Disruption happened, which caused all the different continents to be blasted into different time zones. Her uncle, Shadrach, is a great cartographer that's someone who makes maps, and he is kidnapped. This is a story about Sophia and her friend Theo going to rescue him. I think this book is about 4.5 stars, maybe a little bit lower, but I thought it was a pretty good book. The good part about this book is it has a really, really excellent premise. I've never actually read a book like this. I've read lots of different books where they're either in the past or the future and time travel. I've never read one where the world is in all these different time zones. So that was really interesting. It had some very unique world building. We got to see lots of different futuristic cultures and more cultures that would have been normally found in the past. It also had pretty decent, likable characters. The bad part about this book, it had a very inconsistent magic science system in the world. Some things worked one way and some things worked another way without any explanation of why that happened. I also noticed that there wasn't a whole lot of explanation about the different time periods, how they worked, or anything like that. I also thought that the main characters had it way too easy most of the time in the book. It was just kind of unbelievable a lot of the time. And the story was a little bit predictable. Alright, let's move on to the penny for your thoughts section. The most annoying thing to me about this book was the way that the time periods worked. It was really, really inconsistent. I didn't understand why in some of the time periods the people vanished along with their civilizations and their buildings and everything, and why in others the people stayed. It was extremely confusing and not explained well at all. Another thing that bothered me in the book was why, if some places have been taken back hundreds of years in time, does another place still have the books and other things that came from that time period? For example, if England is has been taken back to, I don't know, the 1200s, let's say, why in America, if we're in the 1800s, do we have books from England that were published in the 1500s? It doesn't make sense. Those books would not have been published yet. It's like the time paradox theory. It just wasn't explained or thought out really well. I understand that it's a children's book, but J.K. Rowling proved with the Harry Potter books that you don't have to dumb things down for kids. Children can understand difficult theories and things just as well as an adult can. The other thing that I really didn't like about this book was that the main characters, Sophia and Theo, had it way too easy throughout the entire book. I mean, half of the book was just, ho hum, we're riding on a train. I also thought that the villains in the book must have been exceptionally dumb villains. It was very strange the way that they worked in the book. Just really odd. The things I liked in the book had to be, most definitely, the chocolate banquets. That was such a cool original idea. It's one of the things that actually made me like the book a lot. Even though it was just a side story in it, it was a really well thought out one, and I enjoyed it a lot. I also really liked the Mark of the Divine and the Mark of the Metal. That was really, really cool. I don't exactly understand how it came to be in the book, but I liked it a lot. I also wonder, the people with the metal bones, were they born with the metal bones, or were they added after they were born? I would really like to see the author talk more about that in a later book. The memory maps were also a really good idea. They were really interesting. I liked that a lot. All in all, this was a pretty decent book. It had some problems and some inconsistencies in the story, but if you're looking for a light, interesting book to read, I would definitely recommend this one. I guess if you're trying to sell me a book, then the best thing you can do is to take the cover off and not give me a description, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have read this book if I'd been able to read what it was about. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. Also, I've made a Twitter account, so follow me on Twitter for updates about what's going on in my life. The link will be down below. Bye!